chance to play with Yelda a little bit before you even got here, but just what was your relationship like? Does it help that you had a previous relationship now that you guys have to work so closely together?
Yeah, for sure. Spent time with him at Cleveland. I forget how many games he played, but obviously built a relationship there. And then, obviously when I came here, I was the first person I really kind of knew, and obviously getting to play now with him, it kind of just picked up right where we left off in Cleveland. And he's been a tremendous help for me this year, just as far as his steadiness and his ability to help me get in and out of the right plays and protections and things like that. I think he's playing really well.
What's it like when you're under center and you look left and you got two new guys, and you look right and you got two new guys on either side of the center? What is that? What sort of challenge is that for you guys when you talk about chemistry and cohesion is so important to an offensive line?
Yeah, it definitely poses a quote unquote challenge, but snap the ball and let's go play. Let's figure it out.
Now that you know that you're the guy the rest of the year, does that, I don't know if change is the right word, that kind of, what does it do to you in terms of your?
To be honest, I was in the middle of that part, like where it's like what's going on, and then obviously it kind of eases it a little bit as far as like, hey, you're finishing this out for us. I definitely think that puts it a little bit of the ease of the knowing which week what are we doing, and not that I try to stress coach about it or Drew about it. It's more of like, hey, I'm gonna just be ready for whatever is to happen. But it's a little bit more settling to have that that clarity now.
When you get ready to play a defense that is so good in so many different areas, when you start to prepare, what's the first thing that you look at?
Try to find what they're not good at. Sometimes it's not much, but you try to find that, and then you start to build your plan around that.
When it comes to a defense like this, how valuable, I know it's valuable in every game, but to stay in it and not get down and get in obvious passing situations where they can just pin their ears back and get out.
Yeah, I think that's the most important thing this week is staying on track. Obviously, trying not to go backwards and keeping the chains moving forward. And they like you said, they're obviously a really good defense. Have Pro Bowl, all pro players at all three levels, coach really well. We got our work cut out for us, but it's the most thing is just about us. It's just sticking to the details. Straining for the little things that that we've been trying to hone in on the last couple of weeks and try to find a way to go grind one out.
Kind of going off Josh's question about knowing you're the guy the rest of the year. You've been a lot of places and you haven't had a ton of continuity throughout your career, and everything. What would, I know you're under contract next year. What do you think off season, with the Cardinals and then maybe going into next year, but depending on what happens with the quarterback situation, do you think about that at all? Could that help?
I have had zero thoughts about that. I didn't even think about that, to be honest with you, until you just put it in my head. So now I'm probably thinking about it a little bit now, but I haven't thought about it at once.
When will you let yourself think about that?
I guess in the offseason, right? That's when I got to worry about it.
Well, what kind of message do you think that sends, though, to maybe a younger player that was in the situation you were in years ago where you got to, just stay the course, wait for your opportunity, and always be prepared because when it does come, you want to be ready like you are for this particular.
Yeah, I think you kind of answered it. That's just been my career. Dating back to when I was in high school. Is you got to find and wait until your turn. And I've always told myself some people just got to take the long haul. And I think the people around me have helped me stay the course and believe in myself when times when I didn't. And until you got to get to that point where you're delusional enough to think that you're gonna get your chance, and however long that takes, and you just stick to it. And sometimes the ball bounces your way.
How many times did that ever happen? Where you're like, man, am I ever gonna get my shot here?
Let me count. I'm still thinking about it sometimes to this day.
When you looked at the Rams film, what stood out the most to you?
I hate to keep coming up here and saying the details. It was just like one play here and it stalls a drive. Another play here stalls another drive. Because when we're in sync and we're in flow, we were driving the ball. We were staying ahead of the chains. We were getting guys open and and I was going to the right guys. It's just one little thing, that kind of like sets us back, and then we're behind the chains, and then it started to compound and compounding. Or compound, one of them. And then it's just like, before you know it, then it's just like, all right, they know you're in passing situations, and they're teeing off, So I just think it was just like, in that part where we had that little lull in our game, you know what I mean? Because late in the second quarter, it's 10-10. It's they're nervous on the other side, you know. Or they're thinking about us. I don't know if it's nervous the right word, but then it's just like one drive. I mean, I missed Mike on the corner route on third down, and it's like, damn, like then they go down and score, you know what I mean? And it's just like another third down. And so like it's just things that happen on those drives where it's kind of like, you know what I mean, we just got to be on the details where we don't have that lull. Because if we get past the lull part, which is usually in the middle part of the game, it kind of sets us up for not success in the fourth quarter. But that lull in the middle part of the game, we just got to find our ways to fight out of that.
How do you describe the feeling of what you, like the first drive, you move the ball pretty easy.
Second drive too.
First and second drive, you're moving the ball, and then kind of what happened after that. Like, how does it feel for you? Like,
it's like, I mean, it's hard to kind of explain because you come back to the sideline and you look at a tablet and it's just like they didn't have anything to do with that, you know. And that's the frustrating part, but it's also like throughout the game the most encouraging part because it's just like, all right, let's just focus on us. Like we've had a good job, a good week of preparation. You know what I mean? Obviously, coach is putting us in a good situation, and now we just got to execute it. And it's like that's like the most frustrating part because it has nothing to do with the other team. You know, that's like it's the crazy part of this league. And I think the other team's probably saying the same thing when we make plays. It's just like they shouldn't be making that play. We know that it's coming. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like that yin and yang of football. You know.
The story of the season, basically.
Yeah, I would say so. It's you can go back to however many games, even some of the games where we won, where we just didn't succeed on a drive. It's been like, why didn't we succeed? Oh, well, we did this wrong, or I did this wrong. You know what I mean? It's never been like they just out-schemed us or out-played us or anything like that.
I know that you guys would like the running game to be a little bit better than it is right now. When it's not getting you enough, do you feel personally a little bit of the weight of the offense falling on you? Do you feel that in real time, or is it just play to play, whatever the play is?
Yeah, it's kind of just play to play and kind of, you know, every time Drews calls a play, I have full confidence it's the right play for the team for us to succeed, and you just play to play and you just go with it, you know.
Is it reassuring at all that it is mostly your fault? Like, not your fault, like...
No, I know what you mean.
Like,
it's my fault.
Instead of being out-schemed.
Oh, for sure, yes, and that's what we come back on the sideline and we talk about after the game, and you know, me and Drew are on like three-way talking to each other about the game. It's just like we had this, and it's thinking about like talking about the game, or if we're on a plane, I'm back there watching the game with him, and it's like you kind of, geez, we really went through a whole game, and it was a play here from us, a play here from us, a play here from us. Granted, they make plays too, but for the most part, like if you take the 15 plays that are deciding factors in the game, and it's 9 of them are on us, you're like, oh my gosh, like you got a chance, and that's the encouraging part. It's just now we just got to make it, you know.
When it comes to throwing to Michael Wilson, what is your trust/confidence level right now throwing to him?
He'll catch it no matter where it's at. Like I try to come up with new things when everybody asks me about like Mike, about like what I have learned about him or respect about his game or what has shocked me, and I'm like running out of things just because every week I'm like, man, like it's just like a testament to who he is as a person and what the work that he does. You know what I mean? It's just he has no fear. You know, I don't think I said that yet, so that's new. Like he has no fear. And he has, which I hope he does, but it seems like he has complete trust in me, and I can see that, you know, and I can feel that from when I throw him the ball, and just say if it's an incompletion, which is very rare, we have very little incompletions thrown to him, but he'll come back and tell me like it's his fault, and I'm like, you don't have to do that to me, like I'm old enough, you don't have to baby me, you know, but I just the amount of like confidence that he gives me, you know. And I just feel it, like when we come out of the hold, and I'm like, I'm going to Mike, you know, and it's just like obviously the play's probably created for him or something like that, and I just can kind of like feel it in his route and his intent when he's breaking open and he getting his eyes back to the quarterback. I'm like, he's catching it, you know, and I think that's the confidence that he instills in me based on like who he is as a person, the work I see him put in, and you know his willingness to be, you know, I guess vulnerable with me, you know.
Bit of yourself in him, just because, you know, you talked about.
I wish I had what he has.
You had to work for all of your opportunities.
Yeah.
He's had a few years in the league where he's been the second or third option, and now he's getting his chance. I mean, do you feel that connection of somebody who's worked early?
Yeah.
What he's got?
Yeah, and I definitely think we've had that conversation to be honest with you. You know, but he is. If you're asking me if we're the same, no, he is light years at his position better than me. Like it's the amount of respect that I have for this guy to be as selfless as he is when he's not the quote unquote number one guy and it's not like he's bitter about it or like waiting on somebody else's downfall to get his opportunity. It's like because even when he's getting his little opportunities when other guys and he's not the quote unquote primary guy, he's still taking advantage of those. It's just when he gets the primary role, he just it's like, oh my gosh, like what's going on? You know what I mean? It's like, so I think that's just like to a testament to like, you know what I mean, his family who raised him, you know what I mean? Like that's very little guys are like that in this league or in this world, you know?
You gotta touch on it, he's a good person, a good kid, right?
Oh, for sure.
Does the right things, works hard. How cool is it to see, you know, good things happen to good people?
Yeah, I mean, it's you know, sometimes you see, you know, bad people get the right results, and it's good to see good people getting the right results. And I think, I mean, I don't think enough good things can happen to that guy, man. It's just like he deserves everything that's coming his way, and that he's worked for it all. You know, as nothing's been given to him, that's for sure.
In your 10 years, what are some common traits that you've seen between the top receivers in every team, and how does he share those?
I've been around some different ones, so I've seen the ones that want the ball every play, the ones that know when they're getting the ball every play, and then so I've seen all the different scales of everything. You know, I think the willingness to want the ball and to want to that is not afraid to fail. I think that's the main thing. It's just like a lot of those guys have that common trait of like, no matter what, throw me the ball. You know, whether I'm covered, double covered, it's going to be a PI, I'm catching it, or it's a drop. You know what I mean? And I think the willingness to have that mindset, because that's how I think. I mean, I put me out there. I'd much rather go fail than sit and watch somebody else. You know, and not that I'm a receiver one, but I just think that's the main thing. Is just the mentality to not be afraid to fail.
Does he have that?
Oh my gosh, it's off the charts.
You've had a lot of success in your career playing against the Texans. I know those are different years.
Way different teams.
Does that not really come into play here at all?
No, I know it's gonna be loud there. That's for sure. That's probably the only thing that I can. But it's definitely been different defenses that come through there and different players. I'm thinking. I don't think it's anybody on the team that was there when I was playing them. Yeah. So it's a different team.
Last time you were in Indy, Philip Rivers was there. It was strange to see him make his way back.
Oh yeah, I'm excited to see that. I talked to him yesterday, man. I'm gonna have to talk to him again Friday to see how he's doing. That's for sure.